Hey, welcome back. Mini BTP Beyond the Pod. This is a shortened version of it. It's been a little bit of a while, but Brandon Mileski back here with Pat Micheletti. Hope you're doing well, Pat. And as we're leading up to the hockey season here, Pat, because it's after State Fair, it's after Labor Day. Hockey season is on the way. So we're going to go back to our Vision for the Division series. And today we are going to be talking and previewing the Chicago Blackhawks and what they're going to do this season. And Pat, a rough year for them last year, second worst record in hockey. The Patrick Kane, Jonathan Toews era is over. Kane's a free agent. Toews having some health issues, so he's stepping away. But a new era has begun, and obviously the main storyline this year for Chicago is going to be Connor Bedard.
First off, great to see you. I hope you had a great summer.
Yeah.
And it is getting to I think we're 30 days away or 35 days away from the start of the season. So that's
crazy.
Wonderful. The Chicago Blackhawks. Yes. Toews, Kane, all that history of what they've done, gone. But yet they now have a new generational player in Connor Bedard. And, I just by looking at their lineup, Brandon, of course, it's going to be a while. They brought in a Nick Foligno, guys like Taylor Hall, guys like that. I think show Bedard the way, but there's no question they're a ways out from really competing, in my opinion.
I tell you, though, they have everything set up here for 3, 4, 5, 6 years from now of having another chance of making another dynasty out of this, because it starts with your cornerstone player in Connor Bedard, and we'll get to him here in a second, Pat. But they're also loaded up on draft picks here. They had 2 first-round picks. They got Oliver Moore, one of us who played at Totino Grace and played for the national development team. They drafted him in the first round. And you look at their draft picks coming up the next 3 seasons, they got 5 first-round picks, 8 second-round picks, 4 third-round picks, and 4 fourth-round picks over the next 3 seasons. So they are going to be set up here of Connor Bedard hopefully becoming their generational talent, and they're going to have a lot of young talent if they, you still have to hit on your draft picks, but a lot of young talent to build around him in the future.
No question about it. And there's 2 other guys that are in college. Frankie Nazar, who is at Michigan, who is a complete stud. You mentioned Oliver Moore, and then the Renzel kid who's going to be playing at Minnesota. 6'5" defenseman who can really, really skate. You're absolutely correct. And I think, they want to protect, they want to protect Bedard, obviously, for a couple of years. And they're a team 2-3 years down the road that are going to be awfully good.
All right. One last Bedard thing, and then we'll move on to the rest of the team. From what you've seen of him, and, obviously we don't see a ton of him, but maybe you've seen him in international events. He clearly looks like he has all the skill to be a generational talent. I guess maybe the one flaw in him is he's not the biggest guy in the world, so maybe that might hold him back a little bit at the NHL level. But what have you seen of him? What do you think is his future, and how quickly can he get there? Can he do this in year 1?
You need guys around you. They're I think at least 1 or 2 guys. I think they're trying to help him with that with Taylor Hall. How can you say that he's not going to do it, right? I mean, he's done it at every level. He's a little undersized, but he shines everywhere, every tournament that he plays. And so it's hard really to project what he's going to do, but I think he'll probably be 60, 70 point guy in his first year.
That'd be pretty impressive. Now, when you look at what they have for this season, Pat, as you mentioned, they made a bunch of moves. They bring in Taylor Hall, Nick Foligno. They got Corey Perry from Tampa Bay. The problem is when you look at this year specifically, Pat, guys like Foligno and Perry are, 2 of your top 4 paid forwards. And those guys are fine as role players in their 3rd and 4th lines. But they're still going to have, other than Taylor Hall, they're going to have some issues here in their top 6 at the forward position.
Yeah, they really are. Tyler Johnson, he was good, but he was good in Tampa, right? He had some really, really good players to play with in Kucherov and Stamkos and guys like that. To expect him to be your second line center and really to help Bedard, you need another line that is going to be a threat, and I don't see that in Chicago. They have Anatisu and Radish, and those are. I mean, they're fine. I don't want to. They're fine, but they're not a threat, and so I think that hurts Bedard a little bit. But you bring up Foligno. He couldn't get in the lineup for Boston, and not even on their fourth line late in the season last year and into the playoffs. So, I think they brought those type of guys in. I think to show Bedard what it's like to be a pro, how you be a pro, and to help him accelerate off the ice, that's. There's just not a lot there with Chicago.
And then you look back at their blue line as well, Pat. The Seth Jones trade they made a couple of years ago where they gave up a lot for him and paid him a ton of money. Don't know if that's completely paid off as of yet up to this point, but they've got him committed for a long time, and he's still 20 years old. But not a lot there on the blue line, and then they got Peter Mrazek in the nets.
Yeah, they're trying to.
Your dog only barks when you talk.
I know. They're trying.
Very well behaved when I talk.
Right. They're trying to piece it together. They bring in Zaitsev, who is 6'6", 6'7", defenseman. Wyatt Kaiser, who I really like, who played at UMD, is a rookie, so he's going to go through his learning curve on the back line there. But again, in Seth Jones. They're paying him a lot of money. He's their number one D. I don't think he's lived up to the contract yet. He's going to play a lot of minutes. He's going to have to play a lot of minutes. So again, I would give them like a C back there in terms of their overall D core. And Mrazek in the net. Well, he's been everywhere, right? He's been in Toronto. He's been in Carolina. He's been to Detroit. Is he a true number one? I really don't. It's okay.
All right, your prediction for this season, Pat. Where will the Chicago Blackhawks finish in the Central Division?
They will finish last, no question. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as you said, Brandon, there is a lot of hope for the future.
I agree. All right, he's Pat Micheletti. I'm Brandon Mileski. This has been another episode of Mini BTP. We'll be back with another one here in a couple days. Thanks for listening and watching.